Welcome to Southern Sands Ranch, guys. Well, this is a tractor that I got when we first bought our land. We realized we needed a tractor to help us clear the land and just to work on the ranch. First time I ever been on a tractor. I mean, literally the first time I ever drove one. I was just tooling around in the parking lot of this place. And didn't have a trailer to haul it on, so you can see here I'm fixing to back it up onto this auto transport, U-Haul's finest. The center of the auto transport was the exact same width as the center to center on the tires on the tractor. So the very first time I ever drove a tractor, I was having to back this joker up onto the trailer. I got her done though. It took me a little while, took me a few shots at it, but I got it done. This is a B9200 Kabota tractor. When I bought it, all I had was a bucket for the front. And this is after we got it home. We bought it about 2.5 hours from our old house. This is where we lived when we bought the land before we ever cleared the land and moved out here or done anything. But yeah, it was about 9 o'clock at night. I was unloading it, and again, green. Just now learned how to drive a tractor. If you guys notice, I hope you notice anyway. If you see how that I'm a little smaller now than I was when I got the tractor. Bought the tractor about 10 months ago, and since then I've changed the way I eat, and obviously I'm doing a lot more physical activity, and I've lost coming up on 50 pounds now, so that's a good thing, right? Again, I'm just unloading it, backing it into to a little carport that we had there at that old house we lived at. Guys, as you watch these videos, you can tell I'm a greenhorn. I don't know what I'm doing with these things. Go ahead and comment give me some suggestions on what I'm doing wrong. But this is where we unloaded it at the land that we bought the first day we got it. We brought it out here. Well, the first day we had it on the property, brought it out here, and this right here picture is after we got the forest mulcher to come and cut us a driveway, because in the other video, you remember us talking about our fine neighbor decided he didn't want us to use a road that was already cut after he told us we could use it. He decided it wasn't in our best interest to use it. So here we are. We hired a guy to come cut us a driveway with a forest mulcher. And he also cleared about an acre and a half back in here. Looks a little different than that now. We've got some stuff there. It's hard to remember it looking like that, to be honest with you. But yeah, it's quite a bit grown up. Some trees that before we got the forest mulcher, I'd cut some pine trees down, and I'm just trying to stack them up and get them out of the way so I can do some stuff right here. We actually are I'm preparing an area for the very first container. We had a container brought out to put on our property so we could see those cross ties sitting there. That's where I put the container. So we could have a place to store all of our stuff that's in our house where we're living right now before we moved out here. But yeah, it was last August or September 24. So here in South Carolina, it was hotter than the devil's armpit down here that day. But yeah, I was just trying to move some stuff around and get it ready for the guy. I think, I'm not mistaken, the next day is when they were going to bring the container, so I was trying to get it ready for them. This was the area where he was going to pull up in to get a straight shot to set the container off the trailer. I don't think we got any videos of that. That was an adventure. The old boy, it was his first time. Well, not first time. He was a young driver. Let's put it that way. He didn't do too well, but he got her in there. So this was after I bought the bush hog, and I got it all hooked up. Never used a bush hog again. Never drove a tractor at all. But I got her hooked up and got her on there. Now, that log right there was a little large. I just didn't want to have to try to pick it up and carry it. I am old. You know, so Rusty there walking around watching me work. He's good at watching me work. That's Rusty's favorite thing to do. Stay out of the way anyway. Again, just pushing some logs around, trying to learn how to use this tractor. Never used a bucket like this. I used to drive a big truck, but drove one for many years. Never drove a tractor though. That's all right. We got her done. Rusty's got to inspect my work. He's got to make sure I put that log in the right spot. Now I'm starting to get a little bit better with this tractor thing. You can see there that it's going in for this next log. I'm going to push it around a little bit. And there comes my helper Rusty again. He's got to come in there and make sure that I'm putting the log in the right spot. He's wanting to sniff the ground there to make sure they wouldn't, no bears or anything there. When you're first starting out using these tractors, I will say seeing where that bucket is harder than what it looks, especially when you're on uneven ground. The tractor might be in one spot, but the bucket might be over a different spot, so that makes it a little hard. But again, guys, like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.